Hello. Hi, everyone. Hi. Hey, Ludy. Hey, Ludy. Hello, hello.
Hi,
How
sis.
are you? Hey. Oh, I like it. Sis, go ahead and click on the share button and send it to everybody that you know that
Okay.
might be on right now.
All right.
Welcome, everyone. Everybody's coming on in. Hello. Hi. Hey, Pat. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Hadali. Good evening. Woodley, you need to censor yourself a little bit more so I can see you. You look so pretty. I like your hair.
Thanks. I had a wedding last night, so
You're looking good. Hey, I decided, you probably don't see it, but I'm wearing yellow in tribute to your book.
oh, I had no time to steam it.
Is it just me? You seem a little bit far. Can you hear her, Liddy?
I can see her. You mean
Can
here?
you hear her also?
Turn your volume up, Woodland.
I did. Still
Okay.
can't.
Okay.
Well, welcome everyone. So excited. Tonight we're going to be talking to Whitney about her book. Still I Smile. It's coming out next week. I'm so excited about it. You know, I've known Whitney for quite some time, and I'm just so excited for her to share her story and to tell us about the book. So let's jump right into it. So Whitney, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and the meaning behind the title of your book and what inspired you to write your book.
Okay. My name is Woodland Hippolyte. I am a mom to a man child, a 10-year-old. I work full time on a development team for a local nonprofit.
Yes.
I'm the founder of Blueprint. We provide day of wedding coordination services for couples, and I'm now my author.
Yay! Congratulations!
Like you mentioned, I have a book coming out on Tuesday, July. Almost forgot the date. July 27th, and you can
Yes.
you can pre-order it now on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and Target, or just via my website.
I can't believe that your son is already 10 years old. So you have your own little bodyguard wherever you go, right?
Very overprotective.
So what grade is he in?
He'll be going to 6th grade in September.
So tell us, oh, that's awesome. So tell us the meaning behind your book and what led you to, to decide to tell your story.
Well, if you know me over the years, I wasn't one to always smile because of the things I was going through in my personal life, at home, just in general. And I think when you meet me now, I try to always be bubbly and just happy because God has restored my life, healed me,
Amen.
and I have no other reason but to smile because of Him. Yeah, I started writing the book about 6 years ago, but it was like I started and stopped because of just things I was going through, and I just felt led to write and just share my story because of the women who have I met over the years who would ask me, like, how did you get through this, that, and the third, because of what they were going through in their marriage and just separation and divorce.
So
But it's
Woodland,
great urges other young women who are situations that I was in. Yeah.
Thank you. So you said you started about 6 years ago. Was the intent when you started 6 years ago to write, or you just started to generally just started writing certain things? Did the book concept, was that already in your mind? You had a vision of where you wanted to go with it?
I did have a vision, but I felt that it wasn't time and that I still didn't heal. I thought I was healed, but I went through, but I wasn't. And I think if it would have came out at the time that I wanted to have it released, it would have came from a broken place and not really of a healed heart. My perspective changed over the years.
Can you tell us about how did your community assist you with your healing? I mean, reading your blogs, I know that you have a very close relationship with your mom, and I know that you're very active at Christ Church. Can you tell us how they played a role in embracing you and holding you up during this difficult time?
Child, if it was, I don't know where I would be. I'm an introvert, and sometimes it's hard for me to open up to people and just be vulnerable. But I was always, I always had someone willing to just be there for me, whether it's just to vent or just give like wise counsel, be there for me when I need someone to cry on. If I didn't have that community, I don't think I would be where I am today. God played, like, I feel like he strategically placed certain people in my life over the course of how many years? About 7 years or so, to just pour into me, be a friend, a brother, a sister, a pastor, a leader, whoever, just to remind me that I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Because I think I've had times when we're going through something, we just feel like we're the only one going through it, but we're not.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, who else is going through something similar to your situation? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like, a lot of times, like you said, when we are going through something, we feel like we're by ourselves. And I feel that that's also like an attack of the enemy to isolate you and to shame you and make have you close up and not tell your story, and not tell your testimony. Would you say that you're completely healed, or would you say that healing is still like a daily process and you're still on the road to healing?
I think I am, because if I can look back and laugh about some of the things through, I think I am. I'm in a better place than I was before. I think every day you're still going through a healing process, because something someone may have said to you trigger something like, oh.
Yeah.
So Woodland, for those that do not know you, and your book is dropping next Tuesday, for those on this live that want to purchase the book, they don't know your story, give them a glimpse as to what would they be getting. Don't give too much.
No spoilers.
Right. But give them a little insight for those that don't know you, because there's some that may not know your story, and just give us a little introduction so we can come Tuesday. Go ahead and order her book, y'all.
Okay. I guess I'll just read a little bit from the synopsis.
Yeah, go ahead. That'd be awesome.
So
show us the cover so people can see it.
The cover is so beautiful.
Yes.
I love it.
I love the yellow.
Yes, I love that golden color. Just
Yes, you're glowing in that picture.
Thank you. So it's a memoir where I bring to life the trauma that I endured as a child, the betrayal I experienced in my marriage, and what did I say? And the journey to discovering my purpose through my pain. And I talk about my relationship with my dad and my relationship choices and the things that I went through throughout my healing process to bring me to where I am today.
Okay.
I think that's all I can share.
Yes, we don't want to know everything. Yes. Yeah. So, are you gonna go ahead and read a passage right now?
Oh,
Oh, I thought that's what you said. No.
I thought
You know
so
what?
too. We were ready.
Tomorrow, I will be posting something
Okay. Okay.
where you will hear it, a passage from the book.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you check back on my Instagram page tomorrow, I'll be reading a passage from the book.
What time?
Yes. Give us. I'm sorry. What did you say, Ludy?
What time should they join you tomorrow?
Well, I know there'll be a recording of it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll be I think I'll be posting it sometime early in the morning, like before 9. I'll post it. Yeah.
We're just gonna stalk your page, okay? We're gonna stalk. We're gonna stalk your page.
Yeah. We don't keep on pressing refresh. Did she post it yet? Did she post it yet? You know, one of the things that I read in your blogs is like you stated how, you know, fear of rejection and also judgment from like not only your family members but also people in ministry were one of the things that kind of held you back. Can you speak to how, you know, having all of that fear and anxiety, how it affected your daily walk with Christ, and also how it affected your mental health?
I think with me, when I isolated myself, I was dying on like crying and dying on the inside, to where I wanted to scream, but I had no outlet.
Yeah.
I just feared how people would have viewed me. And my situation, like growing up Haitian, it's like when you're in I'm trying to say correctly,
Difficult situation.
Marriage. There's
Yes.
some like bad marriage advice, and I didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
From the Gamun, and then people will be so quick. Oh, you'll just stay. This, that will change. If you do this, maybe this will happen. But as far as the rejection, well, I guess me opening up to people, I think the less I talk to people, the more alone I felt.
Yeah.
I felt okay. Who I talk to, I know I had go-to people, but I didn't want to burden them. I felt like me sharing what I was going through was a burden because they had their own thing that they were going through, and to add my problems to that, just like, okay, maybe I'll just keep it to myself. I'll deal with it myself, which is not healthy at all.
Yeah.
It didn't work, and I would find myself just having meltdowns after meltdowns after meltdowns. Yeah.
I know that, being Haitian and also growing up in the Haitian church, a lot of times like you feel like, a lot of women go through silent frustration. They don't have an outlet. The only outlet is you better get on your knees and pray, pray and fast, and that's it. God forbid you say, you know what, I need some therapy. I need somebody else to, to speak to. That judgment really weighs you down. Is there anything that you would have told yourself now that you know better now? What type of advice would you have told Woodline 7 years ago when you were going through what you were going through?
Girl, it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
Alone. Community, like you have to. One thing I'm grateful for is my church family, and I tell you all the time, if I didn't have them, I really do not know where I would be.
Yeah.
They were there for me from day one, and it's like when they have that like gift of discernment, they can sense something is wrong. So even without me saying anything, they would ask me, "Are you okay?" And they really wanted to know, like, "Are you okay?" And they had safe space to tell them, "Okay, I'm going through this, that, and the third. This is how I feel." Some of the feelings were kind of dark, and you will put that in the book, but it was like a judgment-free zone for me.
Yeah.
I know, and I had to learn the hard way. You can't tell everybody everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll run and tell.
Exactly. The whole world.
Yes. So said this, that, and the third. But it was like, oh, I thought you were there. You were supposed to be there for me. Like, the conversation was between the two of us, not anybody else. Yeah.
And I
was
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
growing up Haitian, and we could speak from that Haitian perspective, but I think being women, being Black women in church in general, it seems to be stay in your lane, stay in your role, you know, fall back. If this is what your husband is doing, if this is the route that you're going to go, follow that. I think in church, there needs to be not just go to your pastor, right? There needs to be some type of counselor, or give that outlet to people, like here's a number to call a counselor outside of the church, so that people don't feel judged, because you can share your story and you go to church and you feel like people are judging you, and they may not, but
Yeah.
internally, because you shared it, now you have this view on yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
On yourself, you're putting it on yourself. So I think oftentimes we need to go outside of what is already there for us, that normal walk path that we're taught from our parents. And I think our parents' relationship sometimes plays on a role with us. We're like, oh, our parents have been married this long and they stayed together through all craziness, and we see some other craziness, and we internalize it, whether we unknowingly know that or not, but subconsciously we're pulling that in with us. So did you seek counseling outside of the church to help you on this journey?
I didn't. I
Okay.
didn't. They partnered me with someone in the church, and then she walked with me every step of the way. I shared this in the book, how I was afraid. I was always hesitant to reach out to her because, like I said, I felt like I was a burden. And I think it just goes back to my childhood and just how I was raised. And yeah, and just having her just be honest and real and raw with me, because I need that in my life.
Yeah. Woodley, I don't know if this is like, you know, the direction that you plan on taking the book, but like for some reason, like earlier when you were talking, all of a sudden I envision you doing TED Talks, you know, going to different seminars, you know, going to different churches, because, you know, like you said, that conversation needs to be had. I can see you doing those seminars. I can see you studying groups, you know, and having people come, you know, because I'm sure there's a lot of women that are in your situation that do not have outlets. So can you tell me, you know, without spoiling anything, but is there, like, tell me your vision, you know, for this book. Like, what do you see it accomplishing, and where do you want to take it in the future?
Well, one takeaway is that you're not alone, and that God has the power to heal the broken places in your heart. Don't be afraid to trust him. The process is not going to be easy, but you have to trust his hand in your life. And trust the people that he places in your life. I'm trying not to reveal too much. Yeah. When I gave God my heart to just heal it, I think that was like the best thing I ever did. I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for his love for me. Reading his word, just constantly going to through his word, be reminded that he's close to the brokenhearted and that he can heal you is just encouraging. For so many times, so many days, I just felt like giving up. I didn't want to live anymore. But it's by the grace of God, I'm still here. I chose life. Trying to get emotional. But yeah, God is just so good.
Amen.
That's pretty much it. He's just so good. He's been so good to me. I was such an angry person over like growing up. Like for those who have known me since I was like a preteen, teen, I think they can testify and say that I've changed dramatically because I let God heal me. And I just let go of the people who hurt me. I've forgiven them. And I think if you hold on to those things, it keeps you like in a prison. I didn't be that person. I didn't want to be bitter. I know what it feels like to be bitter, and I did not want to be that woman. I've seen far too many women who've been hurt by a spouse or an ex significant other, and they just keep on holding it and just let that keep them from just experiencing freedom and just healing and just, yeah, love and joy and just peace. Like, I need my peace. I can't sleep.
Amen.
So I have a question. I'm trying to see if there's anyone in the chat, but I do have a question for you, because this journey, you do have a son, right? Because the journey, you're not on it by yourself. So how was it being in this with your son? Like, how did you explain it to him? What was the relationship like? Because even when two parents are separated, you still have to respect that this is the person's father, and not to paint them in a negative light. But how is it healing, but still being that mom to your son and keeping those boundaries separate?
Great question.
It's in the book. I'll try to stay without too much. When we separated, my son was only 2 years old. So he kind of got used to just being just mommy and me. But I know over the years he would always ask questions. What happened? What happened? Why did you guys break up? Like, why did you guys break up?
Wow.
That's a constant question from him. Why? And I would just tell him, we just didn't work out. But he keeps on asking, why? What happened? Yeah. Like, even now, he wants to read the book. I told him no.
Oh, wow.
Do you tell us in the book? Do you tell us? You didn't tell your son, but do you tell the viewers, the readers? Are we going to able to know the why and all that? If your son
That's why he can't read the book.
Got it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I feel like he's not old enough to understand, or mature enough to understand. And I don't want him to look at his dad differently because of what's going to be, what's said in the book. He just knows mommy has a book coming out. He wants to tell all his friends. I'm like, no.
Nice.
I never talk negatively about his dad ever. If I have said anything about his father, is never in his presence. Is with someone else, just me venting in the past. Right now, his father and I we're cool. We're cordial. We're doing the best that we can do to co-parent our child. Yeah. Congratulations,
because that's very important. You know, that energy for your son, to keep it in a loving environment and help him grow. So in that same question, when is a good time? When would you tell him? Like 14? You know, what age do you envision, or do you just let him find out, or maybe he'll ask dad and dad will tell him? Like, because there are parents going through the same thing. What advice would you give to someone? Would it be wait?
That's a good question. I would like to know the answer, because I honestly, I do not know. I really do not know. I think someone had asked me that the other day. I was like, maybe when he's an adult. But I really
you don't know.
Yeah. You'll know. I think you'll know.
Yeah.
There might be a time that you're in a situation and you're like, no, not now, and then God puts it on your heart. You know what I'm saying? You'll know. You'll know when to tell them. So good luck with that, and keep going.
So we'd be like, what is like the biggest takeaway that you would like the reader to walk away with, after reading your story, after reading your book?
That God's love is greater than any pain you'll ever experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and while you were talking earlier, I'm sure you've heard, a lot of times you don't know that God is a healer until you get sick, or you don't know that God is a provider until you need Him, you need something from Him. So, during this turbulent time, what have you learned about God, during your healing process?
What He says in His Word is true.
Amen.
He's been my provider, my healer, my defender, a waymaker, been everything to me. I would not be who I am today without the Lord in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Does anybody else have a question?
I was going to say, let's ask the viewers if they have any questions for Wodline. put it in the chat and we'll go ahead and ask her. Questions, comments. The biggest thing that I've gotten from this, Woodline, is that you aren't alone. Like you said, it's important to speak to someone, confide in someone, because when you're carrying away that heavy burden, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
People sense it. People sense energy. So I'm so happy for you. I see the smile. I just met you, so I'm glad that I met you while you were smiling.
Yes.
I tell people that all the time. I tell people that all the time. Like, you're lucky you met me now. Yeah.
So Woodline, as we're waiting for any last questions, can you tell us about any your upcoming events, your book launch, all of those things?
Okay. Just a reminder, the book releases on Tuesday, July 27th, and then next Thursday will be my virtual book launch. I have two special guests, Jeannie Sofa and Gerlin Desir. We're gonna have a transparent conversation about marriage, divorce, and
I can't wait. That's gonna be awesome.
I'm excited. And then whoever tunes in will have the opportunity to just ask me to jump on and ask me a question. Hopefully by that time they have either read halfway through the book or some of the book or all of the book by next Thursday. So I'm excited. And then on Saturday, August 7th, will be my book signing meet and greet, something very informal. If you got the book online, you can just stop by. The information is in my one of my posts. Yeah, I think I posted a few days ago, and I'll just put in my story. You'll have the opportunity to meet me, take a picture, say hello, get some munchies. Yeah.
That's awesome. So can you tell everybody your handle on Instagram? And I also wrote down your website. So everyone go to www.iamwoodline.com and you can go ahead and pre-order her book. Go ahead.
Sorry. Can I read? It says, what are you doing to prepare for any backlash from the community?
Oh wow.
I know there may be quite a few people who are not gonna like that I shared so much, but I think it's necessary.
Yeah.
I knew that in my life, and I'm so grateful. I have a church family and just a circle of friends who are open and share their past experience because we're learning from them. So I'm just gonna continue to pray for them, pray for me.
Yeah.
Read the book to start drama, especially with the people that I talk about in the book. I do names in the book just to protect people's privacy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All I can do is pray and hope for the best.
I just want to encourage you to continue to tell your story. A lot of times, Christians, they hide behind, Christianese and, politics or whatever, to throw arrows and to be judgmental. So, I just want to encourage you to continue to be transparent because you don't know, who's listening to you and how you're breaking the cycles. You're breaking cycles just by telling your testimony.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another question.
Okay. Go ahead. One question, Woodline. How have you responded to the Haitian Christians who are critical of divorce? And what would you say to someone who fears divorcing an unhealthy marriage for this reason?
Oh, I didn't experience, no one has to say anything to me when I went through my divorce. That was like 7 years ago. And during that time, I was no longer attending a Haitian church. So if they were saying things about me, it was behind my back. Never approached me, and no one has ever approached me about it. And for those who knew, who were close enough to me, they knew not to approach me because I was not the one to talk.
You're not the one.
I'm someone who fears. I think for me, to seek wise counsel.
Yeah.
That's what I did. It took some time to make that decision. I I do share it in the book as far as when I knew it was over. That was the best thing I was able to do, just seek wise counsel. I sought people support in church.
Yeah, yeah.
Have that.
Yeah.
Seek people who have that experience as far as dealing with for those who are like in that healthy marriage.
Yeah. And any other questions, Libby?
I don't see any more, but I do have one more for you because we're talking about Haitians. How are your parents? Because Haitian parents, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
but I do know they do protect their babies. So
yes, they do. Yes, they do.
I know my dad, he's very overprotective. Like, even though we don't have the greatest relationship, when it comes to me, if you hurt me, he's gonna look at you as differently from here on out.
Wow.
My mom, as far as my mom, it took her a while to get to a place where she was okay. That person made a mistake. I forgive them. But I know she was really hurt by what transpired in our marriage. She really didn't say too much about like what we went through. She was just supportive of making sure I was okay.
Yeah.
Cared about the most is just making sure I was emotionally okay. But I shared in the book as far as my health and how I got yelled at a few times because I wasn't really taking care of myself.
Yeah.
I wasn't eating for days. But you'll see, if you get the book, you'll read about it. But they've been super supportive. My siblings, I know they felt some type of way when everything went down, but I knew they had my back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one thing I learned about my family, we may not always get along, but somebody come for you.
Yes. That's community right there. You stand as a unit. Right. Somebody wants to know where is the book signing going to be?
It's gonna be at the Montclair Inn in Montclair. It's on one of the flyers on one of my posts at 27 Hillside Avenue in Montclair on Saturday, August 7th from 2 to 4.
Okay. Yeah, so everybody, head over to the website, pre-order her book, and also head over to her Instagram page, I am Wodline, so you can get all of the details of all of the book launch, the Instagram live, all of the good things that are coming up for Wodline. Do you have any last questions, Libby?
No more questions. But Wodline, what would you like to leave the viewers with? What words of encouragement, even to yourself? You've made it. You are here. Look at you. You should
pat yourself on the back. Yes.
So whatever you would like to share, whatever's you're feeling, please say your final words.
Despite whatever you may be facing in this moment of your life, just remember that you'll always have a reason to smile. And God has been my reason.
Yes. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Wodline. Congratulations again on your book.
Thank you.
And I also want to say thank you to the audience. Thank you for all your participation and your questions. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
You can close us out, Libby.
Kathy, and as always with every interview that we do, ladies and gentlemen, Kathy and myself are also authors. Kathy is the author of Shades of Me, a book of poetry. So Kathy, please share with them where they can get the book, give them a little bit more.
I don't know. I think because of the fact that we've been doing this for like 7 months, Libby, but every time you mention it, I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Come on now. This is how we end the show.
Yes. So my book of poetry is called Shades of Me, Book of Poetry. You can find it at www.katchoussaapollon.com. And Miss Ludy, can you tell them where they can find your lovely book?
You can find my book. It's a book of poetry as well. It's called Intimately Speaking, and it's www. My first and last name, which is Ludy Wooten, LUDYWOOTEN, And you can follow me right here on IG at ludy.wooten. Kathy, you didn't give them your IG handle.
Oh Lord, it's bad. I'm sorry, guys. I have a long name. It's at Katchouscia_Apollon.com, and I'll also be saving this video on IGTV. So please, tell everybody to log on and to view it and share it with all your friends. And most importantly, go to Wodline's website and pre-order your book.
Yes,
congratulations again.
Thank you.
So much for joining us.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Good night, everyone. God bless.